Welcome back to the Hillbilly RV channel. What are we doing today, Cameron?
Changing another awning fabric.
Yeah, but this is a special fabric, right?
Yeah.
It's mine. Hey, if you've ever wondered, I wonder if I could put an RV awning on my house to cover my porch or something. Yes, you can. I have had an awning on my house for 15 years or more, probably. I come up with some used parts, and it's a 21-foot Carefree, and if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that me and Cameron changed the windows and siding in my house. So we got the siding done on the back. So now it's time to put the awning back on the porch so we can use our porch. Cause I don't know who designed this, but you can't use this porch during the day because the sun just bakes you. So yeah, we're gonna get started. I've got a brand new fabric to put on this Carefree awning. It is an old manual awning. We're gonna change the arms. I got a different set of arms we're gonna put on it. So yeah, we're gonna get started here. Let me show you where it's going. That way you kind of get a before and an after. Awning goes on that end of the porch to here, so it basically covers these two windows. And so yeah, we've got a 2x4. We got a screw to the side of the house to put our awning rail on, and then I've got some boards shaped to fit the siding that we'll use at the bottom of the arms to attach to the house. So yeah, we're going to get started by switching out the fabric first. So let's go down there in the shade, and we'll do that. All right, the old fabric is a brown because the house used to be tan. Now it's red, sort of kind of trimmed in white and dark. So the new fabric is going to be a black fade to gray, I believe is what it is. Didn't know at the time. I could have got a solid black one, but the people at Carefree didn't bother telling me that was available, so found out later. But anyhow, it is what it is. So we're gonna get started switching this fabric out. Just gonna get the old fabric unwound. Just like so. And we'll take this head off down here. So we've already got this spring unwound here. So Cameron's gonna get these screws out of this head. Just two?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to just take and mark this head, just because it makes things easier to get back where they belong. Because you've got this one groove here that the awning pole will slide out of, and we probably will put an awning pole back on this. I hadn't had one for the last couple years, but we're probably going to put one back on here. Let's get the old spring assembly out. Now this was the old two-piece, what they called at that time a universal fabric. And so the valance and the fabric are actually two different pieces. So there's the valance. And we're gonna have to take that head off on the other end so we can get this cord out. So we'll just go ahead and do that. We'll just go ahead and take that other head off, and then we'll carry on here. Because ideally, this is how this is supposed to work. You've got this leftover cord you put in the end of the tube, like so, and then when you put the head on, that keeps the fabric from sliding around. Should. Nowadays, a lot of the manufacturers don't tuck these cords into the tube anymore. They'll just put a screw in the cord in the tube to keep things from sliding around. So yeah, I don't know which way we'll do it right now. We're probably going to do that actually. So let me go up to the other end. All right, now we're on the other end. Now, when we took this off the house a few weeks ago to put the siding on, we, of course, you know, this has a lock on it. So we just left it in the roll up position, and it's been right there ever since. But now we're gonna pull this head off. So now we need to unwind this head, because if you take these screws out, it's gonna go and it usually damages the lock when it does that. So Cameron's gonna go ahead and get these vice grips on there. Put them right there where they was once before.
I'm gonna need a smaller pair, amount of adjustment.
Oh, okay, yep. So Cameron's gonna get his vice grips clamped on there, and then he's gonna move the lock, and he's gonna unwind it in a controlled manner. And I'm gonna count. That's probably it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've started going the other way.
Okay.
I got like 9 or 10 revolutions. So, yeah. So we got this spring unloaded now. He's gonna get this cap off.
That screw wasn't even in there.
Nope. Pull it. All right. So there's our cords on this end. So now we're going to go ahead and just get this fabric pulled out of here. And again, just for the ease of reassembly, I'm going to mark on the tube which groove is the valance and which one is the awning. And yeah, we could figure that stuff out later, but it just takes a second to put a mark on it. Cameron's gonna go ahead and pull this whole fabric out.
Wasn't that the, oh, never mind. I see it now. I thought that was an A.
No. No, I hope so. Nope, just look that way. All right, and again, just for the ease of going back together, we're just gonna lay this fabric out the way it just came off. Now, if we were on site, I typically wouldn't remove both end caps, but just we're working in my backyard. There's not a bunch of kids running around and stuff like that. So we'll just go ahead and pull them both off. And then now we're gonna get ready to slide the new fabric onto the tube. Fun fact, Dometic always gives you these little plastic guides to put on the end of the tube, which gives you a smooth start to get your awning fed onto the tube. Exactly the same size as this smooth tube Carefree. Now, from what I understand, if your Carefree awning tube has the little ribs on it, it is a larger diameter. But if you have a smooth tube Carefree, it is the exact same size fabric as a Dometic, so that would be interchangeable. So we are going to put this guide on here, and then Cameron, thanks to our old buddy AZ Expert, he taught us that you take and lubricate these channels when you're sliding fabrics in there with, he uses glass cleaner, a foam glass cleaner. I don't have a foam glass cleaner, but I've got Windex. Works the same. It is awesome. Thank you, James. That was that's saved us a ton of headache. It's just spraying some Windex in these grooves before we slide a fabric in. Makes all the difference in the world, man. I mean, all the difference in the world. All right, you gonna hang on that for a minute?
Yep.
All right, so we're all lubed up. I'm gonna get this fabric started, to get the cords in the slots. Now it does take a little bit of work to get these fabrics started. So it's kind of tight. The distance between these grooves in the on the tube And the fabric is pretty tight tolerances, so you have to, especially just the first 5 or 6 inches, it takes a little bit of effort. Seems like after you get the first couple feet, it goes pretty well after that. So Cameron's going to start pulling this on. I'm going to guide. Plastic thing. I'm just going to keep it straight. And Cameron's just going to pull it on the tube. All right, hold up. Now, just like the first inch or two, the last inch or two takes a little bit of effort, a little bit of wiggling, because Carefree, unlike some other people, still fold over the end of their fabric and sew it. So you've got those sewn seams. Pull the awning just a little bit. Okay, there we go, we got it. So I got 2 fingers between the fabric and the tube, end of the tube. Now that's a little better than 4.
Yep.
Yeah?
I can take just a little bit.
Really?
There we go.
I'd call it 5 fingers.
I've got just about that too.
Okay, all right, so we're basically even end to end. I know you can't see Cameron's end, but I'm the better looking one anyway, so you don't want to look at him. So now we're just gonna, I think he disagrees with me. I don't know, but anyhow, everybody's entitled to their opinion, right? Everybody's got one. So now we're just gonna roll this back up mostly. Take care to make sure everything's straight and try and get most of the wrinkles out as you're doing this. You're not gonna be able to get them all. If you can keep it to a minimum, makes life easier later on. So now we're going to get both heads in, what I call the head. They're the spring assemblies, is the proper term. We're going to put those back in and get it wound up. We'll pin this end. We'll show you that. That end's got a lock, so we don't have to worry about it. But yeah, we'll get these wound up, and we'll be right back. We got these spring assemblies cleaned up and re-lubricated. When these things were new from the factory, they were covered in grease. Over the last 20-some years, however old this awning is, the grease had kind of wore off. So we put new grease on. Now we got to try and get all this stuff assembled without getting grease everywhere. All right, I'm going to hold the awning. And Cameron's going to put the screws back in that cap, and then we're going to go ahead and wind it and pin it. All right, so we got this spring assembly in and screwed in, and now Cameron's going to start winding it.
So I'm going clockwise.
Yep, we're going to wind it clockwise, and he's going to put, I don't know, say 11 winds in it.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I tell you what, go 12. All right, 12. Now I'm gonna try and get this pin in here. It's just a, can you see the hole?
Yeah, right there. So.
Just a really long cotter pin. Gotta wiggle it. There you go. One more. Okay. All right. So it's just a really long cotter pin that keeps this from unwinding while we finish assembling. Now we're going to go to the other end and wind it. Yeah, so the other end has a lock, so we don't have to pin it. So we just have to flip the lever to the correct position and wind it, and it stays. Go ahead and get our screws back in it. It holds the spring assembly to the roller tube. Now this one is going to wind counterclockwise. Like I say, it already has a lock in it, so we just get it flipped to the right position. It's going to be to roll to open. Let's see, is that right?
Yeah, it's counterclockwise. We might have to put an extra wind because I went past.
Yeah. Is it going to hold? Okay. Yeah. All right. We're going the right direction. So he's going to carry on. It's kind of important on this step too. He's going to look on the other end. And when he stops here, he's going to make sure that both these spring assemblies are pretty much lined up, so that when we put the arms on, things will be even.
Funny thing is, I can't see the other.
Walk down there and look.
Oh, it holds itself.
It holds itself.
Imagine that.
I think we're pointed, this is 180 degrees out right now. Right?
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah. No, you can't, you keep going around.
Right there.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. As long as you don't touch this lever, that will stay. So that is the fabric replacement. There's all the old siding and scraps and all the other stuff that I'm piling up to take to the landfill when I take that off. So getting a pretty good pile, huh? Landfill's gonna love me.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go up on the porch, and yes, you could screw the awning rail right straight to the siding, but I just prefer to screw some 2x4s across there and mount the awning rail to that. And I'm going to reuse the old pressure treated 2x4s from 15 years ago. They've been right under the eave of the house. They've had practically no weather on them, so we're going to reuse those. So let's go up on the porch and get started up there. All right, like I said, we're going to be reusing those 2x4s that I originally used. This awning was probably on this house for 15 years easily. One big mistake I made was the screws I used to hold the 2x4s of the house. I put the awning rail right over those. So when we went to take this stuff off, we had to take all the screws out of the awning rail, then take the 2x4s off. So we're going to move those screws this time, so there won't be screws under the awning rail. If I decide to take this thing off again, we can just take the 2x4s off the wall and take the awning rail and the 2x4 off all in one piece. So yeah, we're gonna fix that little problem. All right, so we're going to start putting the 2x4s up. Cameron's gonna grab that in. Get about where we want it. All right, so we're just gonna keep on going with 2x4s, and we'll probably just put you guys on speedy mode and play some pretty music and let you watch. These 2x4s are just stuck up there. We're gonna pull a string across here, and as long as it looks pretty even on the 2x4s, we'll finish screwing 2x4s to the wall, and then we'll use that string to run our awning rail across. That way we'll know we get the awning rail nice and straight. All right, so we got the awning rail started. Cameron's gonna finish putting all the screws in that awning rail, and then we're gonna carry on. So we went in and just stuck our arms on our awning tube, and now that our guider is here, me and Cameron are going to get this awning slid in while our guider guides it in the awning rail. I just went ahead and pulled that pin. It just makes life easier now that we've got the arms mounted to the awning. Okay, Cam. Let's see. Right about there's probably enough. You just hang there for a minute, you'll be up on the porch. All right, yeah, you need to go as far as you can. There you go, Cam.
Are you all right?
Yep.
How far over?
That's it.
Okay.
Got her slid in. We've had them go easier, we've had them go harder. This was kind of a little bit of a weird situation because Cameron was actually off the end of the porch where you couldn't see. And so that made it a little bit harder on him. Wasn't any harder on me, but was on him. But he's young, he can handle it. So I got to run Cameron home. Because here it's almost 5 o'clock. And he's got to be somewhere. And we'll come back in a little bit and we'll finish this thing up. All right, so as you can see, we got the awning slid into the awning rail. We got arms attached. And now I have to go and attach the upper rafters. That's the upper part of the arm up there to our 2x4, and then attach the bottom of the arms to the house, make some final adjustments, and we'll be done. All you do is open up your travel latch that allows this upper rafter to move like that. I'm gonna let this arm down just a little bit. That'll make life a little bit easier for me up here. I'm just going to use the same lag bolts you'd use on an RV to attach this upper rafter to the 2x4. All right, now we're just going to hang that arm up here like this. Make sure it's kind of centered. Well, as a matter of fact, make sure it's pretty centered. And then we're going to go to the other end to do the exact same thing. Now, you may be asking yourself, now why would an RV guy put an old manual awning on his house? Well, it's because this old RV guy likes the manual awnings. There's a lot less to go wrong on a manual awning there is with an electric one. Yeah, they make awnings now that's got a rechargeable battery pack in the arm that will power the motor and stuff like that. But no, I don't need all that stuff. Takes me all by myself. It takes me way less than a minute, probably 30 seconds, 30, 40 seconds to completely let this awning out or roll back up. I mean, it takes no time at all. So yeah, no automatics for this guy. So we're going to go to the other end and do the same thing we just done here. And we'll be back. Now I've got to attach the bottom of the arms to the side of the house. And I make these boards to fit my siding so that I can screw things tight to the side of the house. They work like this. See? Makes screwing stuff to the side of the house a whole lot easier. It does in my book anyway. Since I'm doing it, my book counts most. I've got the foot, that's called the foot, and I'm just going to snap that on the bottom of the arm and place it over my board, figure out where I want it to be, and that's where it's going to be. Now I've actually figured out where I want this piece of wood down here, and by leveling this arm and figuring out where I want it. I have to adjust this arm a little bit, but that's fine. There's plenty of adjustments in these awnings, so you can kind of put them wherever you want, within reason. So I'm going to take and just put a couple screws in this. Just like that. There, it's nice and solid now. Now we'll mark where we want the foot to be. Drill a couple pilot holes for the lag bolts. All right, got the foot attached. Now we will snap the arm in like such. And we're gonna go to the other end and do the exact same thing. It's all screwed to the house. Now we're gonna test it a little bit. I'm gonna roll it out. You'll probably see me pulling on the arms. I've got to go find a pull strap to put back on this. Pull strap broke years ago and I just never put it back on. The springs were so weak, it was no big deal to pull it out by hand, but we got a couple extra winds in the springs now, so it should go back in better, but I'll have to find a pull strap. So I've got to get it open before I can get the pull strap on anyway, so here we go. What y'all think of the color on the red house? It ain't what I expected. It was supposed to be a black to white fade. I don't even see any black in it. Oh, I guess that one little stripe, them two little stripes up there is black, so I don't know. It may grow on me or we may replace it. I don't know. You know, it's on there for right now. As with any other manual awning, you get it pulled out, you pull your upper rafters up, they'll kind of go to the end. I always like to preload mine just a little bit. Makes things a little bit tighter. Go to the other end, do the same thing, you won't be able to see that. Then you just raise it up to your desired height. Latches into place. And there you are. You're ready to enjoy the shade, whether it's on your RV or on your house. So if you've ever wondered, can I put an RV awning on my house? Well, certainly you can. So there's proof. And I mean, most of this awning's been here for 15 years or better, I don't know. And it does a great job. So there you have it. There is putting an RV awning on your house. Now I got a few adjustments to make and a few more screws to keep things from sliding around, but that's it. That's basically it. So hey, I just really appreciate all the new subscribers that I'm getting and stuff like that. Really do appreciate that. Don't forget to give my videos a thumbs up and do subscribe and do share them with your friends. And it's getting late. It's 7 o'clock at night. I'm actually going to get ready for a live stream here in about an hour and 15 minutes. And y'all have a fantastic day.